Hello, I'm the Kigo, and welcome to my first Nuzlocke. So first off, if you don't know what a Nuzlocke is, it's a permadeath run of a Pokemon game with some extra rules to make it a bit more challenging, like the ones I'm using on screen. On top of that, I'm using actual software and not an emulator, so I have to grind my levels and not give myself infinite rare candies. In my first attempt, I chose Ace the Bulbasaur as my starter, and after beating my rival, I went and got Oak's parcel, delivered it, and got some balls for our first encounter, King to Pidgey. Quick note, I'm only going to start counting encounters after I have Pokeballs in my bag, and I'm naming all of my Pokemon after cards and a deck of cards, because I was thinking of Belatro when I started streaming. Next, I went to Route 22 and caught 2 the Rattata, then 9 the Weedle on Route 2, and 6 the Metapod in Viridian Forest. After doing some grinding, I looked into the gym trainers to see if I could beat them for some faster experience, which led to this. That was a lesson not to be too confident. In Run 2, the start is the same, but this time with Flower the Bulbasaur. And I lose the rival. Okay, third time's the charm, right? Pick up Bulbasaur, name it Frog, and barely beat the rival with 1 HP. Oh, I got lucky with that. I deliver Oak's parcel and get some balls for the first encounter of Rat the Rattata. And after that, I get Pin the Nina Male, Pidgey the Pidgey, and Bee the Weedle. At the start of the second stream, I grinded Frog at the level 13, so it learned Vine Whip, and proceeded to get revenge on the junior trainer Male for the first run. Then I took on Brock and proceeded to sweep his entire team with Frog. After fighting some trainers on Route 3, Frog evolved into an Ivysaur, and I caught a Spearow and named Bird, giving me a full team for the first time. Then in Mount Moon, I caught a Zubat named Bat. Then, while making my way through Mount Moon, tragedy struck. Fighting a youngster, Bee died to a confusion hit, and then Frog to a 4 times effective leech life. After beating the youngster, I went and got Bat and said goodbye to both Frog and Bee. After deciding to start a new run because I didn't want to grind the team up, I got Bulbasaur and named it Ace, and after messing with some stream elements because I know what I'm doing, I lost the rival. Okay, speed on the Brock. I get my starter, Ace Bulbasaur, then on Route 1, King to Pidgey, followed by 2 the Rattata on Route 22, then on Route 2, I get 10 the Weedle, and for the final encounter before the gym, 9 the Pikachu in Viridian Forest. After some grinding, I fight Brock to get the Boulder Badge for the second time. Now on Route 3, Ace evolved into an Ivysaur, and I caught 8 the Spearow, and then on Mount Moon, I found a Harris named 3. And you know what? This is a great start to the run. I got 2 answers from Misty, and 1 for the rival's Pidgeotto. Nothing can go wrong, right? Wrong. It's important to note that while streaming, I'm getting all my info from Cerebi. It's not very clear which trainer is which. So it leads to times when you think you're going to fight a grunt with a Sandshrew, Rattata, and Zubat all at level 11, but instead you get a Raticate at level 16 with Hyper Fang that then proceeds to wipe your entire team. At the start of the new run, you repeat the start of the last run because doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results is not the definition of insanity. At the start of the new run, we repeat the start of the last run because doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results is not the definition of insanity, and be the rival. Okay, at this point you know the drill. Route 1, I catch a Rattata named 2. On Route 22, a Nidoran male named King. Then on Route 2, Pidgey named Jack, and in Viridian Forest, a Weedle named 3. Then I proceed to sweep Brock with Vine Whip for Boulder Badge a 3rd time. While making my way through Route 3, I evolved Ace into an Ivysaur and 3 into a Kakuna. And while also on Route 3, I caught a Spearow. Never mind, I guess that makes the first field encounter of the run. The next one I did get was Fight the Zubat in Mount Moon. At the start of the next day, I made my way through Mount Moon, and along the way, I evolved 3 into a Beedrill and picked up the Helix fossil for Lord Helix and decided to say the name Joker for it when I revive it later. Then on Route 4, I caught an Ekans and named it 4. Then after some grinding, Jack evolved to a Pidgeotto, I then went to the gym to fight Misty to get the Cascade badge. Between streams, I did some level grinding, evolving 2 into Eradicate and King into a Nidorino. Then begins off the rival fight before Nugget Bridge, leading to a win with no deaths. However, the third trainer in the Nugget Bridge, I lost 5 to Zubat, making that the first death of the run. After adding 4 to the team, finished Nugget Bridge, caught 60 Oddish, and failed to catch a Caterpie. While making my way to Bill's house, Ace died to a Slowpoke using Infusion. This death really hurt because it was entirely preventable with a switch. After adding 6 to the team and helping Bill, I made my way to Vermilion, failing the Kenshin Mankey on Route 5, but managing to get one on Route 6 and naming it 7. Once at Vermilion, I got the Old Rod and caught a Magikarp and named it Queen. I then made my way to Route 11 in Diglett's Cave. I caught 8 the Drowsy and 9 the Diglett. The plan from here was to level up 9 in order to sweep the gym, but... So, time for a new plan. I made my way through the SSN and evolved King into a Nidoking for the ground typing. And as a bonus, while making my way through the SSN, 6 evolved. After some more off-camera grinding, Queen evolved to a Gyarados. I then took on the rival and got cut from Seasick Captain. After solving the worst gym puzzle, I took on Lieutenant Surge and won with no deaths. And while trying to figure out where to go next, I went to get the Flash HM because I'm not doing Rock Tunnel blind. I also went to Pewter Museum thinking it's where you revive fossils and got the old Amber. While making my way on Route 9 to get my next encounter, I got both my first hero and comment, so thank you Mel Ravenclaw. While on Route 9, I caught 10 the Spearow. Now at this point, I ran out of playing card ranks and had to figure out how to name new Pokemon from this point on, which led to some interesting names. But for now, I'm using Suits, which is how we got Heart the Voltorb and Club the Geodude. Once done on Rock Tunnel, I went through Route 8 and lost a Growlithe encounter to Roar. Between streams, I did more grinding, evolved 8 into a Hypno, and went to Route 7 and got Diamond the Growlithe. When I got the Saffron, I went and got Spade the Eevee and started making my way through the 4th gym and beat Erica no problem. Now, going into the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town, I take on the rival and nearly lose Jack, and actually lose King to a Gyarados Hydro Pump. While making my way through the tower, I figured out that the Ghastly only know Ghost type moves, so I figured I could level up 10 here safely. So apparently Nightshade can hit any Pokemon regardless of typing. That's good to know. Eventually, I remembered that I needed to complete the Rocket Hideout before doing the tower. So while doing the Rocket Hideout, 10 evolved into a Fearow, and after beating Giovanni for the first time, I then made my way back to the Pokemon Tower, saved Mr. Fusion, and got the Pokeflute. After spending 5 minutes catching a Snorlax that, you've probably realized that at this point I've run out of rankings and suits from your standard deck of playing cards. So, what and how do I name this Pokemon and all future Pokemons from this point on? Easy, we looked at the past for the answers. What we get are the Knight and the Knave. Quick history lesson, when playing cards were first made, they didn't have numbers or letters on the cards, so people went with the pictures that were on the cards to know the rank. But that caused problems with the face cards King, Knight, and Knave, because they all looked similar, and people would argue over which was which. So eventually, the Knight was changed to the Queen, Knave to the Jack, and the letters and numbers were added to the cards. I also looked up other names for cards, and I'll have an explanation for them as they come up. Okay, back to the Nuzlocke. It was named Knight. I decided to call it a day. At the start of the next day, I started by going to Route 17 and catching Bauer the Doduo. Followed by backtracking to Route 12 to get Super Rod, to then go to Fuchsia City to get the Good Rod, and finish up a Poliwag named One-Eyed Spade. After spending some time looking up past city encounters to fish up, I got Axe King the Goldeen, Knave the Tentacool, Black Lady the Venonat, then followed by KOing a Krabby and 2 Dittos, to then get the final encounter for this part of the journey, a Slowpoke named Old Frizzle in the Safari Zone. It was at this point that I learned for the past 22.5 hours of streaming that I had no game audio, and that in order to fix it I needed an aux cord. So after some off-camera grinding to evolve Old Frizzle and Jack into Slowbro and Pidgeot for Koga's gym, 8 ends up clean sweeping Koga's whole team. Then heading to Saffron, I took on the Fighting Dojo and decided to pick Hitmonlee and name it Spadle. While making my way through Silphco, One-Eyed Spade died to an accidental switch-in. Then, after beating the rival, I picked up a Lapras thinking it was only a gift in yellow, but released it after beating Giovanni. Next up was Serena's gym, and after mapping it out and healing one last time, I got one of the easiest Alakazam fights with it spamming on cover. Then, deciding to stream a bit more and get some encounters, I got One-Eyed Clouded Shelter and Flower Queen the Horsey. At the start of this stream, you'll notice Heart Revoltude Electrode. Oh, and there's game audio now. The first one of this stream was mostly getting encounters like Joker the Aerodactyl. Now, I know you're thinking, why didn't I get Omnite like I said I would? Well, that's because I had 5 other water types, and he really wouldn't get any use on the team. So the other encounter I got was P-Train the Psyduck. Now, this name has nothing to do with cards, but I had a viewer in chat who I let name it, so thank you, Miss No, for her name, but also making this the best and most fun stream I've had to date. After struggling to get out of the Pokemon Mansion, I don't think I've ever actually done this properly leaving the mansion. Took on Blaine's gym and got the first question wrong. Okay, this is... Oh god, this is a yes, no. No, because it involves the Metapod. God. Then, after beating Blaine, I went straight to Giovanni and beat him. From here on, it should be smooth sailing to the last challenge of the run, Elite Four. Why is there still so much time left in the video? Oh shit, I got a rival fight here. Oh, this just went very south very fast. Uh-oh. Oh, uh-oh. What am I dealing with? Okay. Damage control. Shit. Good thing I healed. I guess hit it with the confusion. Sweet. That did not do nearly enough damage. Okay. Okay, good. You did not lose those stat changes. Okay. I'll take this real quick. Okay. Water gun. Okay. Let's see. So next I have is going to be execute, which is going to be a problem. Oh, how do I deal with this? I guess send out Jack and just wing attack it. Oh. Just gonna Solar Beam. Mewtwo and took control of him. Oh, Mewtwo's no more. So, okay, that I guess that makes sense. Sure. So. Oh. Oh. I'll saw him back. Oh, I see that you're back. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I did a little bit, yeah. But, yeah, I ran into a rival fight who I was not prepared for, so don't know what I'm doing, so... Gyarados, how do I deal with this? Gloom's not anywhere near high enough to take it down. There's that Electrode. It doesn't even have an electric type move. Oh god. I guess Knight. He's tanky at least. Okay, 40 damage. I can handle that. No, you are right. Pichu is like a cosmic cat. That's also kind of how I see him treated in most like fan-made comics. Body slam. You get the paralysis. Leer. Its defenses. Ooh. Does a 47 Gyarados. Actually, no. Hydro Pump, Leer, Dragon. Dragon Rage, Bite. Wait, what? Oh, shit. Oh, no. I was planning him to be on the champion team. Oh, no. Okay, he's not much HP. Okay. Quick attack for the win. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, this feels bad. Upping that number. Okay, Alakazam. He probably would jump. Yeah. Okay. Alakazam. Okay. He's a glass cannon. I don't think I can one-shot him with this. Old Frizzle. Because at least he'll resist the Psychic type move and he's closer to level. Oh, Jesus. That was a crit? Oh, no. Oh, no, what do I do? This is going so south. I guess... Headbutt? Maybe he misses a hit? No. Shit. Oh, no. There's a loofah cat. So it's also... Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay, I get to say switch in the Queen. I... Bite. Yeah, no, it's not dark type, it's a physical at least. Jesus, crits are based on speed in this gen. Shitting me. Hopefully we're... Please be a speed tie. No. Oh, reflect! Oh, we'll take that. Need armor. Please be dumb and reflect again. Nope, Psybeam. God. Oh, no. I have nothing to deal with Charizard. He lived that. Oh, God, please, no. You're getting the script. Yes, yes I am. Oh no, Sonic Boom. You're totally dead. lived that? And you didn't level up from that? I've got a grass type left. How do I lock in? I have a Volt, an Electrode that is at 18 HP, and a Gloom. I would be very surprised as well. I'm thinking about the next round already. Oh, I'm faster? I did nothing. Oh, it had to be correct top left. Of course it did. I should have. Poison powder. Oh, Rage doesn't do a lot of damage. And keep hitting it with acid. You make a valid point. But I'm trying my best to do this glitchless. The only one I'm gonna give me is the item dupe one, so I don't have to grind to 63. Doesn't look like it's gonna be a problem here anytime soon. Poison is not doing anywhere near enough. Oh, Rage builds in damage, doesn't it? At this point, I was very upset, but decided to continue streaming, making my goal for the end of stream to beat Brock. Until this happened. Now, I'm not counting this run because I didn't make any progress, and I dropped my controller, so I didn't mean to restart it. Some background info: my 3DS is modded at Bluma so I can play using a controller, because holding 3DS for hours on end starts to cramp your hands. So, after 8 runs, I was ready to get this challenge done, and after deciding to change my naming convention from Cards to Type Specialist, we start the run off with Erica the Bulbasaur. So, the goal for this stream was to make it the Mount Moon, but first some encounters. I got Whitney the Rattata, Koga the Nidoran male, Faulkner the Pidgey, and Bugsy the Weedle. After saying hi to Brock for the 4th, and hopefully final time in getting the Boulder Badge, I go to Route 3, evolve Erica, get Renata Spearow, and Janina Zubat at Mount Moon. Once I made it to Mount Moon, I kept going and went ahead and beat Misty, evolving Bugsy, getting the Helix Fossil, and catching Roxy the Ekans along the way. Starting the next day off with some grinding to get Faulkner to evolve for the rival fight. While I was doing this, I was also going to level up Koga until... Son of a bitch. That's why you're not paying attention. Yeah, after that, I added Janine to the team, did some more grinding, and pummeled the rival. On the way to Bill's house, I caught Garnivia the Oddish, and with a bit of luck, Sabrina the Abra. Thinking it would be a good idea to level up Sabrina, I added her to the team. Oh no. Oh no. Fuck! I mean, I added Gardenia to the team to level her up. I went and helped Bill, then making my way south of Vermilion. I got a Mankey, naming it Chuck along the way. Once Vermilion, I got the old rod to fish up a Magikarp, naming it Misty. I caught a Diglett, named it Giovanni. And then for the last encounter before the gym, I got Olympia the Drowsy. Opening the stream with some grinding, and remembering that I needed to get cut before the gym, I go straight to the rival fight in the SSN. And after over-leveling Faulkner on accident, I get the HM cut. Then, after some more grinding, Bugsy evolved, and after solving the first gym puzzle for the second time... Oh, there we go, finally. I had Giovanni Sweep Surge for the Thunder Badge. At this point, I wanted to get the Flats HM, because going through Rock Tunnel blind sucks. Now, I thought you needed 20 Pokemon caught in your Pokedex for HM, but no. You need 10. So I wasted the next 2.5 hours grinding for no reason, and in the process lost Giovanni to a random wild battle for nothing. But at least I got some evolutions out of it. On the way to Rock Tunnel, I caught an Ekans and Voltorb and named them Plumeria and Lieutenant Surge. And in Rock Tunnel, I caught Brock the Geodude. After making my way out of Rock Tunnel and failing to catch a Growlithe, I called it a day. Oh! This stream, I started by making my way to Celadon and getting Blaine the Growlithe and evolving Olympia into Hypno along the way. And now, for the gym. The plan was simple. Have Olympia sweep Erica's team with Confusion. Confusion. Oh no, you're faster. Continues. Come on. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Okay, I gotta switch. Well, that didn't work, so time to improvise. I send out Faulkner, who gets poisoned, and after dealing a good chunk of damage, swap into Whitney, who nearly gets one shot by a crit Razor Leaf. Then sending in Misty, she KOs the Victory Bell with a Dragon Rage. She then went to take down both the Tangela and Vileplume for the badge. Now heading to the Rocket Hideout to get the Silph Scope, to then save Mr. Fuji to get the Poke Flute, getting more of the casting along the way. It's now time for some counters to end stream with, starting with Norman the Snorlax, Keely the Doduo, Juan the Goldeen, Wake the Poliwag, Kofu the Krabby, Wallace the Shelter, and Avery Slowpoke. The end goal for this regular run was to beat Sabrina, and I started that off by catching a Venonat and calling a Guzma, and grinding for Koga's gem. And the plan for Koga was the same as Erica, but hopefully this time it works. Gotta love it when a plan works. From here, I went on to catch Zinnia the Dratini. Yes! Oh, that's gonna be so good. We're almost at Tangela. At this point, I decided to do the Missing on glitch to get rare candies because I was tired of level grinding and wanted to speed things up. Now, I didn't count any of the counters for Faints while doing this glitch. I also limited myself to only rare candies. I was not allowed to sell them to get money. After getting my team to level 40, I went to Saffron, ran through Silphico, got the Master Ball, and Melanie the Lapras. Rocket, Sados, blah blah blah. If you want. Yes. Now, time to take on Sabrina. The plan was to have Bugsy take out as much of her team as possible using Twin Needle. Fight. Twin Needle. Ooh. Bugsy is putting in the work today. Use Mr. Mime. Ooh, and I got the poison. Oh, that's gonna hurt. That hurts so much. Well, he did as much as I could hope for. Faulkner comes in and take a double slap, and watch Mr. Ryan fall with poison. He then crits the Venomoth for one shot, then stare down Alakazam. Faulkner does a good chunk of damage, but has to fall back for Misty to finish off the battle, Dragon Rage. From here, I revive the old Amber for Vork the Aerodactyl, and I catch Flannery the Ponyta in the Pokemansion. I then move my team around so I can take both Blaine and Giovanni back to back. For a team of Melanie, Faulkner, Misty, Avery, Wallace, and Kofu, evolving all to their final stages. First up, Blaine. For this fight, Misty nearly clean swept the entirety of Blaine's team, but his Arcanine survived on 1 HP. Oh, it lived! Interesting. Alright. For Giovanni, I decided to leave with Melanie just to make the battle different from Blaine, and she took out the Rhyhorn and Dugtrio, no problems. Then for the rest of Giovanni's team, I used Misty to one-shot them for the last badge. After learning my lesson that there's a rival fight coming up, I prepared my team to take on the last rival fight before the Elite Four, and that team is Lieutenant Surge, Misty, Erica, Olympia, Faulkner, and Zinnia, who's now a Dragonair. The battle begins, and Surge one-shots Pidgeot with a crit Thunderbolt. The next up is the Rhyhorn, who I switched to Misty for, and she takes a Stomp to retaliate with 4 times effective Surf. After misclicking and sending in Erica, she shrugs off the poison powder. Oh, why'd I throw in Erica? That's the wrong one. Nope, that was the right one. And lands 2 critical Razor Leaves with a KO and execute. You don't resist this, do you? Oh, you do resist it. Then after that was Gyarados, who got taken out by Lieutenant Surge with a 4 times effective Thunderbolt. The rival then sent out Alakazam, who took a Thunderbolt from Surge, forcing me to switch to Faulkner. Hurt. Accepting Faulkner would die, I go for a quick attack to get some damage off. And then it happened. Oh no. Oh, you're okay. Faulkner's dead. Faulkner lived? Shockingly, he lived and got the KO with one last quick attack. And finally, his ace. Going to end the last run, Charizard. I switched to the Misty just for a miss a Hydro Pump to take a crit slash to the face. Hydro Pump! And I missed. Shouldn't have done Hydro Pump. Should have done Surf. She then hit a Surf for the one-shot. From here, I made my way to the Indigo Plateau and began preparing for the last challenge. After spending some time getting Faulkner to Zapdos and some last-minute team prep, the final roster was ready with a team of Erica, our starter from the very beginning, Zinnia, a freshly evolved Dragonite ready to hit hard, Faulkner, the newest catch and team member, but a key player in battle to come, Melanie, the answer of Lance and his dragons, Olympia, the one who's going to be able to take down both Agatha and Bruno, and finally, Norman, a wall who's going to be able to hit back really hard with some extremely effective physical moves. Now, with the team introduced, let's see if they can take down the Elite Four. Faulkner manages to take down Lorelai's Duong, Cloyster, and Slowbro, but has to retreat from Jing so as to not die. With Norman coming onto the field, he takes an Ice Punch and hits back with a one-hit KO Hyper Beam. But then, Lorelai sends out her Lapras, forcing Norman to switch out with Erica, who gets to win with 2 Razor Leaves. For Bruno, I leave Erica to one-shot his first Onix. Then, switching into Olympia, who one-shots both his Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan, and then after a quick swap back to Erica, who one-shots the second Onix, Bruno then sends in his ace, Machamp. With Olympia back on the field, she wins the battle. Now for Agatha, the plan here is to hope that Olympia can either outspeed or take enough hits in order to one-shot all of her team. But just in case, Norman is in the back with Earthquake if needed. The battle begins, and Olympia is immediately put to sleep and confused. And after nearly getting killed, she wakes up and hits a crit Psychic to finish off the first Gengar. Then, Melanie comes out, only to get hit with a Confuse Ray, but still manages to get the kill, super effective Ice Beam. And to finish the battle off, I sent out Norman just to get confused, but still one-shots the Haunter, then be paralyzed by Arbok. but loses the confusion, then takes it out. Then Agatha sends out her Ace Skin Guard to confuse Norman, but it doesn't matter, because it also falls to Norman in the end. Now for the final member of the Elite Four, Lance. For him, I opened Volkner, 2 shots to Gyarados. Then, Lance sends out his first Dragonair, and I send out Melanie, who one-shots not only just the first Dragonair, but the second one is Aerodactyl and Dragonite as well, to put an end to the last fight of the Elite Four. And now, it's time for the final battle of the game, the rival champion fight. Okay, Gary, let's do this. The rival starts off with Pidgeot, and I open Volkner, 2 shots to the bird. He then sends out Alexander, and I respond by sending out Norman. After taking some damage, he takes it out. Next comes the rival's Rhyhorn, followed by Erica, who one-shots it with Razor Leaf. Then came the Executor. Risking a grass move, I decided to send out Melanie, which pays off with her taking it out with a nice beam. Once the Gyarados came out, I sent out Volkner to take it out. And finally, the Ace Charizard. And how did I deal with this? A one-shot Thunder. Thunder? Ooh! I didn't think that'd land. 65, what? Oh, I completely misread that. Yes! Finally done with this. And thus comes the end of this challenge. I had a great time doing this despite some of the heartaches along the way. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. And for my next challenge, I'm going to be Nuzlocking Pokemon Gold live like I did this.